Combatants will be dispatched. I know I love this series, y'all probably know I love this series, I made a lot of videos on it recently, and today is the second to last video that I'm making on the series for a while. In today's video, we'll be ranking the current 6 volumes that are out in English at the time of this recording. Now this can be a really quick video, not too much in depth, just sort of more going into the depth of these specific rankings in the tier list and putting them in a numerical order. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Coming into 6th place, this was pretty difficult to decide, but I think I'd say Volume 2. Now, I like Volume 2 a lot. I think Volume 2 is pretty funny, has some good character moments, and it's just a good volume overall. But what really made it just the volume that was the worst for me is that there is one moment in this book that I actually just straight out dislike, and it's the Moki Moki part at the beginning of the volume. In every other volume outside of Volume 2, I don't dislike anything. There's no part where I actively don't like it. Volume 2 though, there's a Moki Moki bit, so I feel like I just have to put Volume 2 as the worst Combatants will be dispatched volume. Although even still, I think it's a great book, and I like it a lot, it's just the worst of the best. Now number 5 is gonna be Combatants will be dispatched Volume 1. Now this is really shocking because I think this was the second best volume in the series, but over the years and over multiple rereads, I've decided this book is 5th in the series. Now I still love this book a lot, it has some of my favorite moments in the series with Snow, it's a great introduction to the series, and just very good overall. My issue with the book is that it's just not as good as some of the other books. It's not as funny as some other books, it doesn't have as great of character moments as other books. It's just, wow, amazing, not as good as later books in the series. Now number 4 is going to be Volume 3. Now I actually was very surprised at how much I enjoyed Volume 3 on my recent reread for my review series. And Volume 3 is probably one of the funniest books in the series. It is great, I could not stop laughing at Volume 3. It's just really, really funny. It has an amazing final act. It has Grimm taking front and center, which is great. I love Grimm. It's just a really funny volume overall with some great character moments. I think Volume 3 is like the most standard Combatants will be dispatched volume. I don't want any volume in the future to be worse than Volume 3 because I think Volume 3 is a really good bar to set. It's a great book with no issues, something I enjoy a lot, but it's still number 4 on this list. Now here's where this list gets hard, and here I'm going to put Volume 4 in my number 3 spot. Now Volume 4 is great, it introduces Lilith in a greater capacity, and she is one of the funniest characters in this series. She is easily a top 5 character in the series, for me at least, and other Japanese fans, and I think she's amazing. Volume 4 is funny, it leads into Volume 5 very, very well. Lilith is a great character to follow, I love her relationship with Six, I love the stuff with Six and Alice in this volume, I love the stuff with Rose in this volume. It's probably Rose at her best as a character. Grimm, really funny. The action, while not the best action in the series, is still great. And Volume 4 is just really, really strong. Again, not the best book in the series, but number 3, it's amazing. I love Volume 4. But there's 2 volumes better. Now coming in as the second best book in the Combatants will be dispatched light novel series, it is Volume 6. I actually just recently reviewed this book on my channel. It's my most recent video, and I mean, my thoughts are pretty clear on that volume. It is amazing. I think it has the best action in the series, has amazing world building, has very funny moments, it has Viper, one of my favorite characters in fiction, amazing art, a great antagonist, a great premise. It is just phenomenal. It's one of the funniest books in the series. Adlai stealing the show. Six and Viper's relationship is my favorite relationship in the series and is so extremely well written. And again, this has the best action in this series with the final confrontation Adlai versus Six, Snow, and Alice. It is just an amazing book with 0 downsides, and I can't really find any reason not to like it. And number 1 is Volume 5. I mean, if you couldn't guess, Volume 5 is my favorite book. Look at the length of Volume 5, and you know it's my favorite. Volume 5 has the best writing in the series, it has the best story in the series, the best character development in the series, introduces Viper, the final member of the main cast, phenomenally. It is just by far the best book in the series. I don't think there's any room to disagree. If you like another book more than Volume 5, that's fine. But for me, it is clearly the best book in the series, and it's not really close. And hey, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Fun fact, if you look at the lengths of all my volume reviews, from shortest to highest, it goes from worst to best book, so I actually kind of spoiled my review here, because guess what? Volume 2 is the shortest review, it's my least favorite volume, and Volume 5 is the longest review, it's my favorite volume. So, you know, funny little fact. But yeah, Combatants is a great series, I cannot wait to read Volume 7. I hope Volume 7 is around on par with Volume 4, at the very least above Volume 3, but I'm excited. So, I'll see you on the next one, which might be my Volume 7 review. Peace.